funeral service, a real sense of build-up at the Abbey. There's your perspective of Westminster, with Westminster Abbey there just on the right-hand side, and the great Victoria Tower of the Houses of Parliament, and then the Elizabeth Tower, which houses Big Ben, of course, on the left, with Westminster Bridge, and then the modern block of St Thomas's Hospital just across the river there. But in the Abbey itself, more of the congregation have been arriving, so we can join Fergal once again.
And as the congregation continues to gather, we're reminded that the Queen was a truly global figure, recognised everywhere. Today, 500 heads of state and foreign dignitaries are expected to attend, and they'll be starting to arrive shortly. It is a rare occasion to see so many prominent public figures from around the world in one place. It's said to be one of the biggest gatherings of royalty and politicians hosted in the UK for decades. Members of royal families from across Europe will attend, many of them blood relatives of the Queen. And in the past days, there's been a plethora of tributes for Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth. She was a queen loved and respected around the world. The US President Joe Biden and the First Lady Jill Biden said, "Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II was more than a monarch. She defined an era." Italy's Prime Minister Mario Draghi said she guaranteed stability in times of crisis and has been able to keep the value of tradition alive in a society in constant and profound evolution. President Macron of France, for calling Her Majesty's 6 state visits, more than any other foreign head of state, to the Élysée Palace, said she was one with her nation, above the fluctuations and upheavals of politics. She represented a sense of eternity. And of course, there have been tributes from leaders across the Commonwealth, of which the Queen served as head for the entirety of her reign. There are 54 Commonwealth nations. 14 of them are what is known as Commonwealth realms. They have the monarch as their head of state. Narendra Modi, India's Prime Minister, said she'd be remembered as a stalwart of our times who'd personified dignity and decency in public life. Nana Akufo-Addo, the President of Ghana, the first African country to gain independence from colonial rule, said the Queen had brought elegant style and sheer joy to her duties and had kept the Commonwealth sturdy and true. This was particularly true during the tumult surrounding the isolation of apartheid South Africa in the 1980s, a time when African leaders like Kenneth Kaunda of Zambia spoke of the Queen's calming presence during the Commonwealth Heads of Government summits. Queen Elizabeth was said to rise above politics, though perhaps it's more accurate to say she expressed its most noble purpose, to bring together and reconcile out of division and discord. Between Britain and Ireland in the Commonwealth, she became a symbol of cooperation, of reconciliation. The Abbey is also home to the annual Commonwealth Day service, and it was the Queen herself who decided the service should be held there so that it could be properly organised as a faith occasion. And so, the first Commonwealth Observance Day at Westminster Abbey was held 50 years ago, in 1972. But the Queen's dedication to the Commonwealth began many years earlier.
On my 21st birthday, I welcome the opportunity to speak to all the peoples of the British Commonwealth and Empire, wherever they live, whatever race they come from, and whatever language they speak. I declare before you all that my whole life, whether it be long or short, shall be devoted to your service. God help me to make good my vow.